Hello, I'm Bartling, and I certainly hope that you and yours are going to have an enjoyable day because I want you to be welcome to Dow's Weekly Digest, another episode. Well, the older I am, the more that I think. And I think fishing might be one of the greatest metaphors for life. Not because you're always catching something, but because you always come back with a story. So today, I want to talk to you about fishing. Not for the likes or the laughs, but the kind where you untangle the line, you smell like worms and minnows, and you still call it a great day. So, let's get ourselves ready here. Got the sunscreen on. Now we got this for the sun there. So let's grab our tackle box, maybe a cup of coffee, and let's cast off for some of my favorite fishing memories. It all started with a book. Now, being the only child in the family, a young kid, maybe 7 or 8, completely lost I got in the book of the adventures of Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. I'd imagine myself on the raft with them, fishing line in the water, and we're bringing in that big catfish. Now, little did I know that those childhood dreams would lead to a lifetime of real adventures and lessons that would maybe stick with me, and some maybe you're going to enjoy because they stuck with me forever. Here's one. I call it the bluegill and the bobber. When I was 10 years old, I went fishing with my dad and my Uncle Donnie. Now, both of them were sergeants. Sergeant Major Bartling in the Army and Sergeant Uncle Donnie in the Air Force. So I was going fishing with two sergeants. We were out at a massive rock quarry close to Lamont, Illinois. And we were fishing for bluegills. And we were doing pretty good. Right and left, we were kind of bringing them in. So all of a sudden, Uncle Donnie, he decides he's going to throw it out in the middle of the quarry as far as he can. And so he made this incredible cast. Let me tell you, it traveled and traveled and traveled out there in the middle of the quarry. And no bird's nest this time, no backlash. Soon as the bobber we could see kind of floated there, it took a dive like a submarine, let me tell you. And after a fight that to me seemed like it lasted forever, the biggest bluegill I've ever seen, Uncle Donnie brought in. And a fish that looked like it could be in the movie Jaws, only let's call it the quarry edition. Now he carefully unhooks it, and with a proud smile on his face, he hands it over to me to put on the stringer. And wouldn't you know it, that big bluegill squirmed once, twice. That big slippery beauty, it gave one last powerful flop, and you guessed it, it jumped right back into the water. Oh, the agony. As the kid in a Christmas Story movie said, oh, fudge. Okay, I didn't say fudge, but I said, oh, sugar. Except I didn't say sugar. I'll never forget my Uncle Donnie's reaction. He didn't yell or didn't get mad. He just looked at me and smiled and said, well, that's fishing, kiddo. Some of my favorite memories aren't even about fish. I remember being with my cousins in Bridgewater, South Dakota, hunting for night crawlers at night. We had flashlights out and scouted around the foundations of houses where we were almost like, spies on a top secret mission. We had to get bait for the next day. Now you had to be fast because those little things were slippery escape artists. They would come out of their hole, but they wouldn't actually leave the hole. So if you go to grab them, man, they were right back in there. Man, we had fun. The next day, we went to Cheddar's Slough to fish for bullheads. While we were fishing for bullheads, though, we explored the rocks. We caught crawdads. We did all kinds of things. We had cousin fun. You don't need cable when you got cousins. Fishing. Now, here's a trick from the old days. To get worms, my dad and I would go to the chicken house. And we would shove a spade in the dirt. And when it was in the dirt, then we would bang on it so it would vibrate. And we do that for a while. All of a sudden, the worms would come up. It was almost like last call at the worm bar. Man, everybody was coming to it. Now, we took those worms to the Missouri River, east of Macy. And one day, my dad dropped a line in the backwash of the Missouri River around the rocks there. He no sooner got it in the water and bam, he had a hit. So it took him a while to bring it in. And when he did, it was a gar. I had never seen one before. It's something like from Jurassic Park that had married a fish. I mean, it's got a long, long snout, and believe me, folks, it's got teeth. We did not try to get the tackle out of that fish. We just cut the line. Now, to get there, we took our 57 Chevy. We nearly got it stuck in the sand, getting close to the Missouri River. And when we were ready to come home, it vapor locked. Old cars at that time, with the carburetor, they would vapor lock. So we had to cool it off, take our time, talk about the story that we just had with the gar, and we made it home without the gar. But with a memory, fishing. There was a trip to the Lake of the Woods in Minnesota with a group of agents. They had to qualify with their production to go to this. We would do it every year, and it was right on the border of Canada. Now, as soon as we got there, the head director, Howard, he made boat assignments, and it would change from day to day. Now, traveling all the way from Lake of the Woods, you could imagine, it didn't matter if it was raining or maybe windy, we still fished, no matter what. Now, one rainy day, at a distance, you could see two guys in a 16-foot lund out there fishing. What was kind of different was this, folks. Those two guys, Jerry and Lyle. Now, both these guys were pretty good sized guys, if you get my meaning. But they both had their rain suits on, and they both had yellow rain suits. Folks, it looked like Big Bird and Big Bird's cousin had taken up fishing all of a sudden. It was quite a sight. One of my proudest moments fishing was with my son, Justin. It was his day at McCook Lake, west of Sioux Falls. As we were fishing, he started to explore the shoreline. And when he did, he grabbed with him the net. And he was going around the rocks and different things that we got there. Well, all of a sudden, he was netting fish off the rocks, fish after fish. Now, watching him experience that excitement, I can remember as a kid when I was fishing. Only in this case, it was netting. And I realized something. Sometimes in life, you're the one casting the lines. Other times, you're the one holding the net. Either way, you're part of that adventure. Every year, I get the privilege of helping host a fishing tournament in Pierce, South Dakota for financial markets. Now, we put together usually about 4 boats with different guides, and of course, there's different techniques and strategies. Some fish above the dam, some will go below the dam. Some stay put, others will move every 5 to 15 minutes. worms, minnows, bottom bouncers, hammered brass, 2 poles, 1 pole. It's like watching science, stubbornness, and superstition all go fishing together. But here's the kicker. 4 of the last 5 years, one of our boats has won the whole tournament. That's 20 out of usually, or 25 boats. And folks, this year, one of our boats came in first and also second. If there's a financial metaphor there, I'll let you kind of fish that out. Well, catch of the day. So what can we learn from all this fishing? Here are 3 life lessons I think we all can take from the riverbank. Be patient and enjoy the waiting. Fishing teaches you that waiting isn't wasted time. It's peaceful. It's reflective. And sometimes the best part isn't catching the fish. It's the story that you reel in later. Mistakes are just splashes in the water. That bluegill jumped off the stringer, and I still talk about it over 65 years later. Sometimes you lose the catch, but you gain a memory. You don't need to catch fish to have a great day. Whether it's egg salad, seeing Big Bird, or just a day with your son, the best part of fishing isn't fishing. It's being patient, the adventure, the freedom, and the quiet camaraderie. Because, as every good fisherman knows, you don't always catch what you're looking for, but you always find something worth remembering. And remember this, I'm rooting for you. Yes, I am, because we're in this together. And blessed are they who ease the pain of misfortune, for they shall be called insurance agents. You take care.